Everybody, my name is Catalina González. I am coursing my fourth semester of environmental engineering in the University of Los Andes. Today I'm going to talk about the song of by Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train. In first place, we should have into account the historical context. It was released in 1980, which was during the period of the Cold War, and at that time the wall of Berlin was still there. For me, the intention of the author, the purpose of the song, is in the first paragraph, where it says, maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. The song has a tone of hope for me, and we should have in mind that in that time, it was just after the Second World War, and humanity has gone already through a First World War, and they were facing the Cold War in that time. So this is an evidence that humanity haven't learned how to forget to hate and learn how to love. That is the main purpose of the song. So, in the third line, it says, millions of people living as foes. For me, this is a reference of the wall of Berlin, which was divided into parts, the communist West and the democratic East. This didn't have only an impact in Berlin or in the United States or in Cuba or in Russia, but this has a worldwide impact. Because, well, both sides had access to nuclear weapons, and they were putting in danger the humanity just for different political ideologies. The Berlin Wall was raised to prevent members of East Berlin seeing the better lifestyles of the West Berlin and wanted to immigrate. So they were just trapped citizens. They weren't free. In the line where it says, one person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it and you live the role, like in a movie. So, and also it says, I watch all the dropouts who make their own rules. Even though it doesn't says directly a person, I think here the author refers to the political leaders of the time, and which more than leaders, they were dictators, and they were just facing this tension between communism and capitalism, but that difference of political ideologies had endangered the safe of and the well-being of humanity. For me, one of the most important lines in the song is, mental wounds not healing, driving me insane. This is in the first paragraph, and it's also again it appears again in the fifth paragraph, where it intensifies the message of the author. Again, he repeats, mental wounds is still screaming. I think here the author wants to highlight that the war didn't generate only physical impacts, but there were also emotional and mental scars left in humanity. This post-war consequence is just another evidence that we haven't forget how to hate, and we should try to remember how to love. For me, this is the message of the song. I think the intention of the author is to make a retrospection and reflect about what is happening right now, in that time in 1980, about the Berlin Wall, and how the Soviet Union and the democratic West Germans were just making millions of people live as enemies.